Hello, listeners. Welcome to the Dream Stream podcast. I am Yiskah Koock,
And I am Ronis.
and we're here to talk about dreams and explore our dreams. And great to see you, Ellen.
And you?
We often don't even communicate between doing dream streams, so it's always a reunion.
So true.
So, how has your dream life been?
Well, I think I shared with you earlier today that I had two really difficult dreams, and they had a similar quality. Actually, they were very different dreams, but they had sort of a similar quality. So I'm being really curious
Yes.
about what that's all
Were
about.
they, did you dream them the same night?
No, they were one night apart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, please, let's jump in.
Okay. Um, So a couple nights ago, I dreamt that I was hiking with a client of mine, and he's 83, and this is in waking life. He actually takes people on like 10, 12, 8, 10, 12 mile hikes once a week.
Wow.
He's amazing.
Please put it in first person.
Mhm.
I am hiking.
I'm hiking with this man, and he is like, it was kind of, I don't know, felt like wet. Maybe it had been raining or snowing or something, and he's like hopping, from rock to rock, and he's, very nimble and very light on his feet, and he's hiking along, and I'm really struggling, and not just struggling, but that kind of thing where you're trying to move and you literally can't move. Like you just can't move, like your feet, like you're trying to like push against the ground to move. Super, super frustrating. And like it was awful. Like I felt absolutely awful when I woke up. I was like, that sucks. Whatever that is about, that really felt not just unpleasant, but like, why am I stuck? I don't feel stuck. So it's kind of like, yeah. Um,
Let's go right into,
the next dream.
if you don't mind, and then we'll look at it as a whole.
No, absolutely. And then last night I had a dream where I don't know exactly where I am. I can't quite place the place, but sort of in a back room somewhere, and I'm with a very close friend who I've known for very long time, and she's here in Santa Fe. Um, and she comes in, there's some kind of a concert happening, and it seems as if she got a very last minute ticket for the concert, and she's inviting me, but she comes into the back room like dressed, like in this beautiful dress, like right, just kind of hits above the knee, and like stockings and shoot, like absolutely nothing she would ever wear in waking life
Oh,
ever. Not even dressing up would she wears at that. Just like a really pretty dress, and like as if she's going to the opera or something,
yes.
see opera with stockings and like high heeled shoes, like never would wear that. And she's kind of like rushing me to get dressed, and I've got all these clothes and bras and skirts, dresses and things, and I'm like, I said, well, I'll come with you, but I don't have anything like fancy like what you're wearing to wear. And she's like, just like, she was just kind of hurrying me up. So I don't know, I found some dress, and I don't actually feel like I don't think I actually am dressed. I don't think I actually get dressed. I don't remember actually what I put on, but I figured something out. But I remember thinking, why do I care what she's wearing? Why don't I just wear whatever I want to wear? But I felt like I had to dress up and hurry up. And it's just, yeah, absolutely nothing like her at all in any way. Not even the way she looked, not the way she was acting. Nothing about that was like her, but it was her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And that had, what feeling did you have when you woke up from that dream?
Also, that kind of like, I can't get anywhere. I can't get
Yes.
where going. I can't get to the concert because I can't find the right clothes, and I can't find the right clothes. And I can't find the right dress. I can't find the right undergarments. Like everything was just felt like frustrating and rushing, but
Yes.
not being able to get anywhere.
So let's start with a reality check. So in the first dream, this 80-year-old man is a client of mine
Yes, yeah, he's a
in
present.
massage work.
Mhm, mhm.
And
He and I talk about
he,
hiking a lot because it's a really big part of his life. It's a big part of the pleasure in his life.
yes,
He takes these people on, he takes a group of people anywhere from like 5 to 8 people on hikes every single week. And he goes to
okay,
the mountains. He doesn't just go on the little hikes that I go on. He goes
yes,
way up and does these really big, um, yeah, he's amazing. So he loves to talk about,
wonderful.
and
Yes,
yeah, in a way, like sometimes he's like my hiking mentor, like I'll say, have you been on that trail? And like, do you know where that fence is? Like he knows every little detail of every single trail there is to know in Santa Fe. So I can ask him like, oh, what happens if I go beyond that gate on, that trail? Like, and he knows.
yes,
So he's sort of like
yes.
my hiking mentor in a
Oh, I
way.
love it.
Yeah, that's the reality check.
Yes. Um, okay. And now passing to the next dream. Can you say 2 or 3 things about this friend in waking life?
Interestingly, she's also like a hiking buddy. She's somebody I
Okay.
hike with a lot. She's a friend that I've known since I was a very young teenager.
In New
She's
York.
a childhood friend from New York, and she's been living here for like 20, I don't know, 5 years or something. And so yeah, we're here together now. And um,
Just something about her personality. Quick, just don't even think.
she operates from a different reality than I was going to say a lot of people.
Okay, how so?
Operates in a kind of a more like very, very intuitive, sensing, intuitive. Um, I want to say out there, but I don't mean out there like I just mean out there, like from a more cosmological place.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
she just does not operate on, I mean, obviously she does operate on the real plane because she lives
yes,
in this, in a human body, and all that, and
yes.
takes care of herself and such. But yeah, there's a way in which she operates. I think she just her where she comes from in her thoughts and how she expresses herself is very unique in that
Okay,
way. It's very
okay. I think I understand. Um,
it's very deep. She's very deep,
yes,
very real and deep in a like kind of a
yes,
spiritual way.
yes. Oh, it's okay. So, and then,
And she's also a love to me. I mean, she's unusual,
yes,
and sometimes I think people find her unusual and maybe a little difficult
uh-huh,
but for me, she's just love. Like there's a very
yes,
connection.
beautiful. Okay. And so there's something that makes me feel unable to move forward, and if it's my dream in this second dream also. Will you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I'm not sure what to say about that. It just was a very frustrating feeling.
Well, it
Not
was about the clothing in that
Yes,
dream.
it's about
It's
putting on the right clothing for the
right.
circumstance. And because she was wearing a certain kind of clothes, I felt like I needed to as well. And
Yes.
I had all these
Okay.
clothes. It was almost like a theater, and I was in the back of the theater with all these like maybe costumey kind of clothes,
Love it.
trying to find like what would fit me and what would work and what felt like me but was dressy, but like it was just too much
Yes.
to think about, and I couldn't do it fast enough.
Yes. Yes. And in my version, in my dream of your dream, in my version, it's important to me to at least match styles with her because I think so highly of her. I
Mm,
think of her as a deep thinker who's
mhm,
like seeing beyond what, everyday people might be seeing. She's perceptive.
mhm,
And so there's a trust I have in my version of the dream
mhm.
for her attire. And similarly, also, if this is my dream, I think a lot about in Japan, one of my dream teachers, Dr. Stephen Larson, taught me this. that the way the language is fashioned, you often say, what are you playing at today? What are you like as if your life was a play? Well, what are you playing at? And so it always makes me think, so with the costume clothing, or not costume clothing, but yeah. And I'm thinking, so what am I playing at today? And it's hard for me to decide. And I have all these questions. Do I do what she is doing? Why don't I just do what I feel comfortable in? And it seems to me she just wants me to hurry. So I feel like I gotta make this choice. Yeah, so it feels to me that I am going to, oh, here's my question. What music, what concert?
I have no idea.
No idea.
No,
But it's not an opera, but you feel she's dressed as if going to an
doesn't-
opera?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like an opera. It doesn't feel like an opera, so I have really no idea. Maybe some jazz or some. She likes
Oh,
jazz.
nice. Okay.
Not my thing, but I mean, I like it, but she likes it a lot.
Yes.
So it was that. I don't really know.
Okay.
Yeah, and just the feeling of it's making me think about. I don't know why I picked her in the in the dream watching
Yes.
the character,
Yes.
but it makes me think about I always associate my dream world with what's happening in my waking life.
Absolutely.
I have been creating this course,
Yes.
and I actually have 5 people signed up for the course.
Oh my gosh, it's very exciting.
Like marketing it and doing the thing that I just was not into doing, but I did it.
You have
And-
like a top end that you'll stop at of participants?
Nope.
No. Excellent.
I mean, there's not going to be more than 10. Like if 5 is fantastic. I was thinking, if I get
Fantastic.
3. So anyway, I'm very happy about that. But also, that whole process felt a little bit like moving too fast for myself, but yet here I am.
Yes, yes, yes.
Something where I'm able to create this thing. So I don't know, somehow it just feels a little connected to that. I don't, it could really like pull it apart if I think of her as a person who, I don't even know. Yeah.
I want to point out how it's almost the opposite of the stuckness dream, the first dream. So I'm going hiking, but I can't move, and truly, if this is my dream in my life, I was on some kind of a Zoom situation, and I don't know if you can see the door behind me. That's my front door, and my son was home, and I had to walk to the door to open it to let him in, and many of our listeners already know I deal with multiple sclerosis. Sometimes, or often, more often than not, I walk with a walker. And so I used the walker to walk to the door, but and then I got self-conscious because I thought I might be in the camera view. And I got to the point where it felt like my feet were in like concrete block. I literally couldn't lift my feet up in front of the other to reach the door handle to open it that literally happened to me.
Wow.
This past week.
Wow.
And which of course was upsetting for me.
I can imagine.
I can imagine how you felt in your dream.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had dreams like that, but like only when I was so much younger. I remember having dreams like that where I was trying to fly, and I would just push off and like, it was like this effort, frustrating. Then eventually I would sometimes get off the ground and fly a little bit, but this was not a flying dream, but it had that same frustration of like when you're trying to scream and you can't scream. It was like that.
Yes.
So what is that?
It's almost a paralysis.
It was a paralysis, but I'm so not in that. So I
Yes.
wonder I'm wondering, like, is there something in
Mm.
me that's in, I mean, I have been feeling like a little bit, well, okay, I guess I could say the thing that's been coming up for me is now that people are signing up and I did all the work of the marketing
Yes.
and doing the
Yes.
private emails and the responses and the thises and the that and the whatever, that all of a sudden now I'm like, I have to have, I have to start to create content for this workshop now,
Mhm.
which I haven't really done. I mean, I have an idea and I
Mhm.
have it all written out in this web page, this web sales page. It's all like, week one we'll do this, week two we'll do that. But it's, to me, that's all very vague. And I have to
Yes.
figure out, what does this and that mean? And what
Very
exactly,
cerebral.
yeah, I'm going to be like, recorded on camera and people are going to, want the recording and I'm going to have to
Yes.
teach something.
Yes.
I'm all of a sudden, I'm just like, ah. So I
I
feel,
love it.
feel
I
a little
love
bit
it.
frozen. I feel a little, I don't know if I'd say frozen, but I would say, uh, mm, not stuck, maybe a little frozen, a
It
little bit.
feels a little stuck.
Yeah.
But it just feels like stuck in the mud. And as the sun is shining and the earth is drying, soon it won't be muddy anymore, and I'll just walk right through.
Yeah.
If it's my dream.
Hmm.
The Talmud says a dream follows its interpretation. So
Uh-huh.
I
Oh, that's
think that might
cool.
have something to do with why I'm such a Pollyanna. Let's make it good because it's going to
Well,
affect.
I think that's, yeah, yeah, it makes some sense to me.
Yes. So ooh, it's so exciting. So if I'm the dreamer, I find myself in this new space where now I have been marketing. Before I felt a little unable, like not there yet with the marketing, and I was kind of
Mhm,
dreading it in a way.
mhm,
And
mhm,
I found a way to do it, and it's creating results so far. And now there's other stuff I need to work on. So before each phase of this, I'm having this bodily experience, maybe
mhm.
stuckness, maybe, but yeah, if these are my dreams, I think I want to go back into the second dream and take my time in it and choose what clothes I'm going to put on my body. Who am I now?
Mm,
And that will help me lead me forward.
mm.
Who am I now? Allowing for ourselves to change
Yeah.
and who am I, and still being authentic to myself. This
Mhm.
woman that I'm going with is authentic to herself. I'm
Yeah.
taking the
Very
example
much.
from, and therefore it's not that I need to look like her. What I'm figuring out in this very moment is I need to be authentic to myself. So
Right.
I feel like that could
Right. I
be
think
just
that's, yeah, that's brilliant.
meditation.
That's
And
brilliant. I think that's what I was trying to do, was to figure out, well, which things fit me and which would look good on me. And
I hear from you. Yes.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Yeah.
So how can you honor this dream?
It's funny. It makes me feel like I want to buy new clothes.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, look, I'm wearing this sweater again. Like, I just keep wearing the same. I mean, probably most of us do that. I'm wearing the same clothes over and literally sometimes day after day, the
Oh my
exact same,
God, I totally understand. I
you
happen
know.
to not be wearing the same clothes as yesterday because I happen to be clean. But
Well, I
that's
figure nobody knows, and as long as they're obviously clean enough,
exactly. As long as
really
I
know.
don't smell, they were good.
Right, exactly.
Everybody smells a little in New Paltz.
Yeah, right. Hippie scent.
They be sent. So wonderful. Do you feel there's anything else from these dreams that you need?
I mean, I just had a thought about the clothes and like wanting to buy new clothes.
Yes.
You know, I mean, I think what's happening is I am becoming something a little bit different.
Yes.
I'm going from, being a massage therapist to continuing to be a massage therapist, but now adding some
In a
new
new way.
elements to my business, which is definitely making me feel very vulnerable and
Yes.
insecure and also very excited and
Yes.
very capable, like a lot of things all at the same time. I feel like I know I can do this, but I also feel like, yeah, it's uncomfortable. And So there is something about stepping into new clothing in a way, the
Yes,
new day. Um,
yes,
and whether or not that actually reflects in my clothing, which it probably will. I am guessing if I'm going to be a little bit more like in the public eye, whatever on Zoom, I might
yes.
look a little different. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't
You might
know.
have platinum blonde hair,
I'm
or
absolutely not going to do. I had this whole
no,
conversation
I
with
will not
someone.
be having platinum blonde.
I will not put makeup on and do anything to. No, I mean,
Yes.
I can't, like
No,
there's so.
I'm totally joking because
I know
I'm
there
still
is.
thinking costume. I
Yeah,
could play. What are you playing at today?
yeah,
Playing
yeah.
at I don't know what, but
There
yes,
is a lot of women. I mean, men too, but men don't wear makeup and stuff. But women out in the world
yes,
who
they do these days.
it doesn't even matter
What
what.
men have you been seeing? I guess every man I'm seeing is on in entertainment. So that yes, they're wearing makeup.
Well, but yeah, it's not.
You're seeing men in real life.
No, I'm talking about women on like advertising their businesses
Oh,
online.
oh, okay, uh-huh. Oh, okay.
Where they do these videos and they tell you about the 5 hacks to blah 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 and
Yeah.
selling my business and I'm gonna help you make 6 figures and 7 figures and all like all
Yes,
these marketing. I'm
yes,
getting once you're in, how the algorithm works, so
yes.
this marketing courses I'm constantly getting, and it's a lot of
Oh,
like totally done, totally done. Probably lots of face work and bright lipstick and color, like they look like clowns. I'm like, why
and
do
Botox.
and lots of like fancy clothes,
Yes, yeah,
like pretty lady clothes, you know what I mean?
yes.
And it's just curious to me. It's like, I guess it's what they want to present. They want to present
Yes, but they want to project.
these
Yeah, and
kind
so
of
I need
things,
to find
not
what's
just
authentic. I'm the dreamer. I need to find what's authentic to me.
right, exactly. So yeah, maybe I'll zhuzh it up a little, or like change it
Yeah,
a little, but
I love that you just said
only
zhuzh
because
it.
zhuzh
Zhuzh
it.
it up.
Yeah, only because I want to, not
Yes,
because I feel
yeah,
like I need to look like somebody else or something else.
yes,
But we do want to look our best on camera to a certain degree.
we do.
Not to know
But
that.
yeah, that's not always the case though,
No.
with regular podcasts, sometimes yes, sometimes no, but that's fine.
On and we're like I'm like this. This is like what it is. This is what it is.
This is what it is. This is what it is. No. So, so I just, if I may, jump into like one little part of a dream that I had. I just had it last night.
Sure.
So I do feel like we're in a place you can leave.
Yes, I feel
Dreams.
comfortable. Thank you.
Wonderful. So, just quickly, there was something about, it was a whole dream, and it was like a whole story, but two parts stand out at me because I didn't wake up to write it down. I was like, I'm not getting up to write it down, but I'm going to try to remember it. Never a good idea for me. That's why I was so proud of you when you woke yourself up last time to write down your dream.
Yeah.
So there was like a box of cats, like kitties. I don't know if they were all young. I feel like they were mostly young. And they were on top of each other, like a pile of cats. And then a mother cat brings her little gray kitten, tiny, like much smaller than all the others, like picks it up by the scruff and brings it onto the pile. And I have a feeling she's wanting these other kitties to cat sit for her. She was going to go do something and she was just bringing her baby. So that was the first part. And then second part, I'm with a small group of people at a larger gathering. And I think my mom, oh, had I realized my mom might have been in it. Because also it could have been my stepmom. It was maybe my aunt, my mom's sister. So, but it might have been mom, but it was one of those three ladies. Sitting at a rectangular kitchen table with a full gathering, some kind of a party type thing. And the group of people I'm with are wanting to go outside. And I just remember the idea of stepping on the earth, on my feet on the earth. But next, when I looked in the kitchen, the people that are at the table have moved at the table. blocking one of our paths, the wider path that I could have walked with my rollator to get through. And then I'm like, okay, that's not going to fit. I'll just walk. And I did. I just walked out on the, the right side of the kitchen to go out the door, down steps, and to stand on the earth. And I was able to walk with no walking aid. So that's always so reassuring, especially after my experience last week where my feet felt leaden. And that's worrisome to me, because I'm working to get stronger and balanced, straight. And that's my goal, as we talked about. And so that was my dream.
Was the kitten dream in the same dream, or that was a separate thing?
It was the next room to where the kittens were. Same house.
Do you have any association with cats?
Oh, many, millions. Well, one thing for right now is that my big black cat, Puma, recently his sister had to be put down. She had a stroke and was having seizures. And I did talk about maybe getting another friend for him. And I was thinking kitten, but then I realized it would be better to get him like an old man cat that they could just like metaphorically sit on the park bench and feed the pigeons together. So that's my only association with cats right now. I mean, but
it's interesting that they were all kittens, right?
They all seem like kittens.
Yeah, like so sort of
right.
young. And my dream of cats and kittens is for cats, for me, have a feminine feeling.
Yes.
And the fact that they were young little ones, like something young in the feminine part of myself. I mean, that's just like a little, something. I don't know if that really.
Yeah, it definitely brought up the dream I had about the toddler.
Yes.
And the newborn, or not newborn, but like 3-month-old.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's interesting. You're having dreams about young beings.
Yes. Yeah, and it gives me hope. And I'm going to want to talk to you later about, you cracked the code of marketing. Like, what did you do? So I'll want to talk to you, not on the podcast about it, but when you have some time.
Okay. Not associated with the dream though.
No, associated with your dream.
Oh.
And then
yeah.
As far as my dream, the gathering around the kitchen table reminded me of, and this is the fourth person that woman could have been, is my sister, who looks so much like my mom. The blonde hair and the, I don't know. And so it also could have been her. And I'm just thinking maybe it was her. So it wasn't my mom or my stepmom or my aunt, because it was the kind of table set where whenever I often do holidays with my sister and her whole group of friends, she's very social, and we play a game called LCR. And there's 2 dice, and they have L, C, and a dot, and R. And you roll the dice, and if you get the L, you have to give $1 to the person on your left. If you get the R, you give $1 to the person on your right. And if you get center, you give it to the center. And if you get a dot, nothing happens, and the next person goes. So we played that so many years. Usually a kid wins. And that's great because they win like a lot of money. But yeah, I loved one last I guess Christmas. That was great. So that reminded me of that kind of celebration.
Yeah,
I know it's a party, and yeah, but it didn't feel like a winter. I had a feeling I was going onto the grass. It felt more like a spring grass.
Yeah, I mean, it feels, for me, that just feels like I'm wanting to get grounded.
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
Also, there's a sensuality to that.
Yeah, because that is sense of barefoot, you know,
Like, yeah, that feeling of the grass under your feet is essential.
squishy mud under your
Yeah,
toes.
spring definitely feels like spring.
Yeah, it feels like
And
spring.
the fact that you were able to do that on your own with no aid
Yeah,
feels
I'm looking forward. I'm grateful for what
something
is.
new. Something new is possible in that
Yeah,
way.
yes. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the kittens are about. I find that really
Oh, I think just nurturing something again.
mm,
Just what we explored in the last stream with
yeah,
having, can I
yeah.
keep her, the little girl, like
Right.
nurturing
But that
something,
keeps coming up somehow. That sort of yeah.
putting energy and uh care
Mhm,
for a
mhm.
young thing in my life, which
The
I can
young
see
young
this.
kitten was left for kitty sitting. It sounded like a little one, right?
Right. Oh yeah. Oh, like I am the mother
They
cat.
just sort of watch over the little one.
Shut up.
While I go to the party.
I think I gotta shift my priorities a little. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, right. Here I'm walking out. I'm going on the grass. You watch my kitten. Oh, young kitties, you watch my baby kitten. So, okay, I've got a lot of work to do
Yeah. Well, just keep doing what you're doing.
and have that conversation with you and then do more than what I've been doing.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, we're talking about business. That's another
Yeah,
thing.
so that's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about the podcast.
Oh, okay.
I'm always thinking about the podcast.
Mhm.
Not always,
Yeah.
much of the time.
Well, you can
So,
take 600,000 workshops that there are online to learn how to whatever.
right, right. And you know, as you were talking about the algorithm, I don't get workshop. Like I
No.
don't get that. My algorithm, right today I watched The Hidden Language of Trees.
Mhm.
That was awesome. So, and they, you know, they put up art history stuff for me and a lot of stuff with mediums.
No, that's interesting. Yeah, no, they will just find whatever it is you search for, whatever you're looking for. And I, yeah, I don't know how to I change that, right? I wish I could change the algorithm because it's really
Yeah.
tiresome.
Yeah, you just put Greg Braden into your search and you'll start getting all
Yeah,
these cool videos that I've been getting.
yeah, I do love him.
Love him. Yeah. So so great to talk with you, Ellen.
You too. You too. Thanks for hanging with me in my dreams.
And thank you so much. So please text me some times where I want to make a meeting with you just to call you and talk about businesses.
Yoke
Business.
is
Business.
okay.
Listeners, thanks for joining us as always for the Mood Matrix.